dear listeners, dear viewers. Welcome to the Black Nights Film Festival and our cozy studio. Here is the program Meet the Filmmaker, and it's my pleasure and honor to welcome here producer of the film The Young Arsonist, Agata. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you? How's been your first day in Tallinn?
Oh, it's been really, really lovely. It's my first time in Tallinn. And I arrived yesterday and I got to see one film already, which was excellent, and excited about the premiere of our film, The Young Arsonist, today.
That's really great to hear. So, you're a Canadian film producer and also a founder of a production company called Parrot Light Films.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what this production company does normally. What's the main goal and ideas?
Yeah, so before I was a producer, I was a programmer at the Toronto International Film Festival. And I found overwhelmingly the amount of films that we got were mostly from men. So I made it my mission when I created my production company to work with marginalized filmmakers, so BIPOC, LGBTQ filmmakers, and women filmmakers. So that's the focus of my company.
Wow, that's amazing, because in Buff also we do have a side program of LGBTQ plus and queer films and it's so amazing to see that we have this production company who's specializing on this kind of directors and young creators. So the film Young Arsonists, the protagonist Nicole and Veronica. I had just chance to look the film really quickly on my laptop, so I haven't seen it on a huge screen yet, but I will. But they're best friends with each other, and somehow for me it looked like a growing up story and discovering yourselves and your emotions and relations. Tell us a little bit about the background of the film, how the idea came, and what was the background story.
Yeah, so the writer-director Sheila Pai, the film is based on her personal experiences of growing up in an isolated farming community in Ontario, Canada. So it's a very personal film for her. So when Sheila was young, for fun, because she was, she found living in sort of a farming community a little bit boring. For fun, she would wander around and break into abandoned farmhouses and imagine the lives of the people who live there. So that was the core inspiration for Sheila for this film and the story.
How long before shooting, how long was the pre-production period or the developing phase? How long was the developing period?
Yeah, so in total, it took us 4.5 years to finish the film, from the script, development, financing, to production and post-production, a total of 4.5 years. But Sheila actually started writing the script 11 years ago.
Wow.
So it's been a long time coming.
Of course. So farming kind of in Estonia, as I'm thinking about the Estonian public and the Estonian cinema, we are kind of really nearby that. We used to go to nature a lot. We have our backgrounds, and our grandmothers, grandpas are living in countryside, so we are used to this kind of countryside environment. But how was it shooting? You shot the whole film in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So how was it shooting in this kind of isolated place and especially working with kids also? Maybe elaborate a bit that side also.
Yeah. So shooting, we shot in a small town called Hamilton, just outside of Toronto. And yeah, the shooting, some things were really great in the sense that because we were outside of the city, everyone had to stay together at a hotel. So it was a really nice sort of bonding experience to have everyone there, staying there overnight for 4 weeks. So it really sort of brought everyone closer together, and especially the 4 girls. The 4 lead characters, it really allowed them a time to connect with one another, and I think it really sort of helped them bond and improve their performances, because they were friends off-set and then on-set as well.
And also there's a side of like a more sad or harder part of it, that for example Nicole has lost her brother, and Veronica's father is dealing with alcohol issues. So I'm always wondering and thinking how it is to direct small kids or children in a way that's the story background, and that's the story we're telling.
Obviously the film deals with some very heavy and difficult subject matter, and the key thing for us was giving the girls enough time and space to prepare emotionally for their roles and then giving them breaks afterwards as well so that they can sort of come down from a difficult scene. So giving them space and support was sort of the most important thing in terms of working with them.
And wandering around those abandoned farmhouses, what do you recommend? What's the thing that we should think, or some recommendations to think during the film, watching the film?
Yeah, it's an interesting point. Yeah, we really found that the farmhouse itself became a character in the film, and it sort of has its own personality and its own presence. And this, it's both a haven for the girls where they feel like it's a safe space, they can escape their difficult family lives, but at the same time, in that space, the girls also turn on one another and do some quite mean things to one another. So it's interesting how the house becomes the center, how it becomes a character in the film.
Especially while during the film there's a development with the protagonist, with Veronica and Nicole, and there's like time when they are in trouble and they're fighting with each other kind of. So this is really good to see that. But maybe open your ideas that what's the next plans? What are you planning right now? Because this amazing film is here in Black Night Film Festival, and all our audience has opportunity to see it. So I highly recommend to go and watch the film. But what are the other plans at the moment? Ongoing projects?
Ongoing projects. Well, still, this film is still doing its festival run. So after this, it'll screen at the Goa Film Festival in India, and then the Cairo Film Festival as well. And then it'll play at some U.S. festivals, and then we just signed a deal with a Canadian and U.S. distributor, so it'll be available in North America. And then we also have an international sales agent, Latito Films, who is selling the film throughout the rest of the world. So that's still ongoing. And then I have 2 other projects on the go. They're both international co-productions. One is called The Letter. The director is Tariq Kayumi. He's a refugee from Afghanistan, now lives in Canada. So that'll be a feature film. And then I also just started working with a director who was originally from Iran, now lives in Canada. So those are 2 projects that are on the go.
I'm really looking forward to it. To somehow conclude our discussion, at the beginning you mentioned you have also been involved with festivals and programming, as I understood. How you would compare Toronto and Black Night Film Festival?
Yeah, so both are incredible festivals. Like, I've been hearing about Tallinn for years and how amazing it is. So it's so nice to be here and presenting a film. Toronto is it's very hectic, very busy, business-driven festival, even though the audiences are very strong and there's a really great turnout for screenings. Tallinn is a beautiful festival. It has a beautiful setting. It feels like it's really well run and very well organized, and everyone has been so lovely and hospitable. So that's been a lovely experience. I went to one film yesterday, and I have to say I loved the cinema because it was these beanbag chairs. I've never seen that before, so that was really fun. So yeah, I think this is a really beautiful festival, Tallinn.
Thank you so much for your time, and I wish a lot of luck to your film, The Young Arsonists, and the great premiere today. And please, everybody, go and see the film. It looks amazing, and the story is amazing. And of course, to our viewers, enjoy the Black Night Film Festival. Watch our Meet the Filmmakers program in Elisa Stage platform, and also listen us in Spotify. And overall, have an amazing November and good day. Thank you. And thank you again.